in this behind the scenes video, I thought it would be really good to share with you the trot pole workout that I'm starting Toby off with on his fittening journey. He has had about 3.5, 4 months off, and I'm now bringing him back into work, and I thought it'd be really good to share his journey with you. He has been doing walk work in hand, long reining over walk poles, and I've shared that video with you already, so if you haven't seen it, do check that out. But now we're introducing trot, and today I'm going to show you the trot pole workout that I'm doing with him at the very beginning. So he's only done this once on this journey so far, so you really are seeing him at the very, very beginning, which I think is really nice, because hopefully as he gets fitter, as he gets stronger, as his muscle tone improves, Toby, walk on. Toby, walk on. Come on, a bit more activity, please. As he gets stronger, I think we should see a real difference in the quality of his step and his performance through the trot poles. So we've had a little walk round. He has done some walk poles already this morning. So now we're going to progress to the trot poles. Right, Toby, trot on. Toby, trot on. Good boy. So literally, these are the first steps he's done of trot this morning. It's not the most inspiring trot, I will say that. Toby, trot on. But I'm hoping that by getting him through these poles, it's going to, good boy, improve the step and get him warmed up. And even as we go through this session, I'm hoping we're going to see an improvement in his way of going, really. But do bear in mind, he's literally just started. So, good boy. Toby, trot on. Yeah, okay, good. So really using the poles to inject a little bit more energy into the step, to get him moving, to get him using himself properly, rather than just sort of dribbling along in the trot. Come on, think about it, Toby. No, really interesting, because when I first got Toby, he was, he wasn't really that good at poles actually, and he tended to rush. You wouldn't believe it now. But yeah, his default was just to go faster. Toby, trot on. That's better. We're starting off with these poles really quite low. We will progress to higher poles as we get through, but I like to give them something to think about. Obviously, if your horse has never done trot poles before, never done raised trot poles, you'd start with them on the floor and build up. But these are really not raised very high at this stage, so I see no problem with starting straight away with them raised. Also, I know Toby, and I know how much trot pole work he's been used to. Toby, trot on. Good boy. So I know that he's more than capable of this. Good boy. Even though it's early on in his coming back into work programme, fittening programme. Right, we'll change the rein. Ooh. Good boy. Good boy. Right, we'll go this way. So another question might be, why am I long reining versus lunging versus riding? Quite like the long reins because it's really nice for keeping them out on the lunge. I'll just give him a breather a minute, because this is a bit, I can tell you, it really will be a shock to the system, this amount of trot work. So I'll just give him a moment, and then we'll pick up the trot on the right rein. Good boy, Toby. Yeah, so the nice thing about the long reins is that you can use the outside rein to keep them straight. So if you have a tendency, or your horse rather has a tendency to sort of cut in over the last pole, you can really use the outside rein to keep them out, so to speak. The disadvantage, and this you really do need to be careful of, is the circles can get a little bit small, because you've lost a bit of extra length compared to on the lunge. You want to make sure that you're moving around to make sure that they're using as big a space as possible. Right, let's get going again. Toby, trot on. Good boy. So here I can use my outside rein just to say Go out a little bit there, and really just to steer, giving my outside rein to get him to come around. Good boy. Nice. Super. Okay, we did cut in a little bit on that last pole, so next time I need to make sure I use my outside rein to keep him out. Good boy. Nice. So one of the things I love about trot poles is that they encourage symmetry with the horse. They really encourage the horse to push evenly from behind. Good boy. And if you've had a horse that's been off due to lameness or an injury or something that's likely to have caused asymmetry, then using trot poles, using plenty of trot poles as early as you can in your rehab and your return to work plan is a really good thing to do. Toby, trot on, come on. Good boy. Keep straight. That's better. Good boy. So it's very, I generally think we don't use poles enough. I really do like poles because they encourage the horse to use himself because he decides to, rather than because we're forcing him in any way. For example, him dropping his head then and raising the base of the neck at the same time was due to his decision because of the poles being there, not because I was applying any kind of pressure from any ropes or... Trot on. Good boy. Super. Trot on, Toby. This is really good. Well done. In a future behind the scenes video, I will share with you other exercises that I do, both on the lunge, variations of trot poles. Come on, trot on. Good boy. Really just keeping it very, very simple at this stage because he's just coming back into work. I've not started riding him, and this is all about preparing him to be ridden, strengthening the muscles that are involved in supporting the weight of the rider. Good boy. Nice. Keep going. We'll just do another one on this rein, then we'll change the rein, do a couple on the left and then a couple on the right to finish. Good boy. Trot on. Come on, Toby, trot on. I will say that this is quite an uninspiring trot at the moment. And walk. But I'm not too worried at this stage. Excuse me. Because I'm pretty confident. Toby, walk on. Toby, walk on. That it will improve as he gets stronger. And the nice thing is, you're going to be able to see this with the videos that we share through his training, through his back to work plan. I've got a 6 weeks plan which I will be sharing with you, so you'll be able to see that on the Horses Inside Out articles page. Right, Toby, trot on. Toby, trot on. Good boy. It's nice for me to have a record as well. I think generally keeping a record of our horse's progress is a good thing to do. So I'll be able to look back in 6 weeks' time and compare the difference. Toby, trot on. One of the next things that we will do is up the height of these poles. Just get him working a little bit harder through the trot poles. Good boy. Now some people might be thinking, what about doing circles instead of straight lines? When you're first bringing your horse back into work, should you just be doing straight lines? Well, we need to think about what the horse is, what we're preparing him for. I think introducing some circles, if you're going to be doing circles with them, that's a good thing to do. However, I would say if your horse has had an injury and you're rehabilitating from injury, and walk, you need to think about the size of your circle. And a little bit like when I was saying about the long reins versus lunging. We want to make sure that we decide on the size of circle that we're doing. If you're doing smaller circles on purpose and you choose to do a small number of small circles, that's absolutely fine. I think, but it's controlled. I think the trouble happens when we're accidentally doing small circles because of either the length of the rope, lack of awareness, or lack of skills in terms of lunging or long reining. So we just need to be very, very aware of what we're doing. And if we are turning them on a small circle, we need to be aware of the stresses it's putting through the horse's body. And we need to be asking ourselves, is the horse strong enough for that? Toby, walk on. Toby, walk on. Right, we're going to go through them twice more on this rein, and then that'll do for today. Toby, trot on. Good boy. Good boy. Super, very nice. I love how he changes his posture through those trot poles. And you know, this is something that we can do in addition to the ridden work when he's fit. So I think with this programme, it's a matter of adding to what Toby's doing rather than just replacing one thing. So in the previous video, I talked about the walk pole exercises and how many repetitions I was doing with that. Well, when I start doing the trot poles, this is in addition to the walk pole workout. Toby, trot on. Good boy. Super. And walk. Good boy. So as I say, this is only the second time he's done this trot pole workout, this amount of trot work. So I'm really pleased with that. I think that will do for today. We'll come out again tomorrow. Toby, walk on. Toby, walk on. Good boy. We'll be doing more walk poles. And over the next few days, gradually start doing more trot poles. And stand. Good boy, Toby. Of course, we're adding in the backing up. We've got canter in there as well. And to support all that, Pilates exercise and some massage. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's given you inspiration. If you have a go at it with your horse, do let me know how you get on. Good boy, Toby.